So I take a great pleasure in that because it was through that Constitution that slavery ended in Massachusetts. The slave brought a case to the Massachusetts court basing his quest for freedom on the Massachusetts Constitution, which was granted, and thereby ending slavery in the state of Massachusetts. But on a more public issue, as president, why I did not attack, if you will, the issue of slavery, well, as it was said earlier, I certainly wanted this nation to be a nation of laws and not of men. And if you will excuse me for a moment, I will just reach into my pocket and get a copy of the Constitution I had specially printed for me. And I wanted to read you some sections of the Constitution. Now, when I became President of the United States, the oath I took said that I would preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. And in doing that, I will read certain portions of the document. Every time I reach for my spectacles, it reminds me of the time when General Washington in Newburgh, New York, went in to speak in front of a group of officers who were thinking of rebelling or taking over the national government, the Articles of Confederation government, because they weren't getting paid. They didn't like the way things were going in the spring of 1783. And the general stands in front of the group and addresses them, and he's saying words, and you can see it has no effect on his audience. So he reaches into his pocket and gets his spectacles, and he looks the men in the eye and says, "Not only have I grown gray in the service of my country, but almost nearly blind, because nobody had ever seen me in spectacles before." Well, he said that, but I believe I've done the general one better. In Article 1, Section 9, reads, "The migration or importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by the Congress prior to the year 1808, but a tax or duty may be imposed on such importation, not exceeding $10 each person." Well, if the issue of importation of slavery was protected by the Constitution, how could slavery be ended? There's other sections also of this document